this weekend, but they do have a habit of sometimes shooting themselves in the foot, that team, and not picking up the points they should do.
Bad news for Darren Turner then. So looks as though they've got him back out on circuit. Jason Plato is still running, but he's dropped an awful lot of places in this race. He's down in, I think, 13th. No, he's dropped more places now, Plato. We're still waiting for him to cross the line, and so Plato really struggling here. Giovanardi up to third place. The two BMWs are ahead of him though. Matt Jackson, the youngster in his second season of British Touring Cars, and a man who has had a victory already this season, leading independents in this race. This car in second is also an independent, so there's the first works car, and it is Fabrizio Giovanardi.
Yeah, I mean, on the last lap, these first three cars all set identical lap times, so I think that Giovanardi is perhaps thinking, well, I've done the hard work now, I've got up behind these two, I've got a clear gap behind me, I can just sit and let this race play out for a few more laps.
And indeed, with Plato in trouble, he'll be told where Plato is, he'll know where his rivals are, so in a way, he doesn't want to take too many risks. Let's get down to Janie in the pit. She can tell us what Sayat's problem is. Janie.
Yeah, apparently, I've just spoken to Team Boss, and apparently the engines both have a misfire. That's on Darren Turner's car and also Jason Plato's. So they brought Darren in to have a look and find out exactly what it was. That's the problem, apparently, and he's gone back out. So I guess they're just going to see how far they can get with those engines.
Thanks, Janie. Very disappointing. Plato down to 15th place with that misfire. Oh, look, that's Onzo Cole up the inside of Collard. Onzo Cole gains another one. That's 6th place now for Tom Onzo Cole. So he's gradually working his way nearer the front, and Vauxhall's suddenly coming alive in this race. They're running in third, in 4th place, and now into 6th position as well, as Giovanardi keeps that pressure on Stephen Kane.
Yeah, Matt Neal trying to close the gap a little bit to that first three. If they stabilise a little bit, there might be a chance for Matt Neal to catch up, but certainly no real drama at the front here. They're all doing the same times yet again, and Jackson's certainly got into a good rhythm, and Kane is just pacing himself off him.
Yep, Stephen Kane, as he comes into Russell Corner, and Matt Neal bouncing over the curbs. You can see another good little race developing behind between Collard and Tom Chilton, and then Adam Jones in the number 21 Sayat there as well, trying to join in the fun and games. He's running in 9th.
Yeah, Adam Jones, such a star of the independents class, but his car really outpaced on these long straights. His car, of course, has the petrol engine. It may look the same as the turbo diesels, but it has last year's petrol engine.
It's still an effective power unit, isn't it? We've seen them do great things with the petrol engine in the past, but now the works team has switched to the diesels. Behind him is still Stephen Jelly. He's running 10th. John George up to 11th. Jason Hughes 12th. Harry Folkard is 13th. And Michael Doyle is 14th, but some glum faces.
Scott Dennis, motorsport manager at Seat, and obviously looking very disappointed. Every time they try and get it right for the whole weekend, something seems to conspire to hinder them, and it makes championships very hard to win.
Yeah, desperately frustrating for them. Collard versus Chilton and Adam Jones. This is for 7th. There's Plato in now. So Jason Plato, after all the successes of earlier on today, 2 victories, but there's no way it's going to be 3 wins this afternoon. And now Tom Onzo Cole is putting Colin Turkington under pressure. Onzo Cole's been doing more overtaking than virtually anyone in this race so far. In the second of these two, the red and white cars. But we hear that Plato is going to be coming back out onto the circuit. So Jason Plato will try and rejoin this race, but, well, he's not really going to score anything, I think. On board Turkington, under pressure now from Tom Onzo Cole. These two guys were teammates last year, and now they're racing. And there's Plato just rejoining from the pit lane, as you saw from that shot.
Yeah, look at that great on board there of Onzo Cole. His car looking fantastic. He's looking down the inside. This is his favourite place to pass, into Sear, and he gets the job done. And no surprise, he was half a second quicker on the last lap, so really found a sweet spot in his car for this third race.
He was so quick through Richards, wasn't he? I mean, Turkington had nothing he could do there. Unusual in a way to see someone just go straight up the inside into Sear, but it was because of his speed through the previous corner. Look behind, there's some fun and games going on. Adam Jones trying to come down the inside. Tom Chilton around the outside. Oh, good stuff from Chilton. Managed to hold on there. Collard stays in front of Adam Jones, and they all just about get through the corner. Now Jones is going to try and get up the inside into Bommel. Oh, these two again making a little bit of contact, as they did at Cross last time out, as they did earlier on today when they came into Russell, and Jones gets through.
Oh, great side-by-side racing there. Collard got put out on the marbles, and he's going to lose another place now to Jelly, who's opportunist move. He's getting into this touring car racing.
Yeah, he's learning. Meanwhile, apparently Jason Plato is getting a black flag, so he's forced to retire now. Look, there you are, car number 11. That is Jason Plato. He has to come into the pits and report to the clerk of the course.
I wonder if that's because he's been dropping some well, that would have been a mechanical flag if that was it, but clearly they don't think the car should be out there.
No. Giovanardi's still in third, is he? Just lost the track of, yeah, there he is. He's still sitting in the wheel tracks of Stephen Kane, so no change up front. Still Matt Jackson, race leader. Stephen Kane in second place. Maurizio Giovanardi in third. Then the gap back to Matt Neal. There he is, double champion, but back with Vauxhall for the first time in quite a long time. Thomas O'Connell next up in fifth. Turnington sixth. Then Chilton in seventh. Jones followed by Stephen Jelly and Rob Collard. That's for the top 10, with John George still just outside the top 10. Be a great opportunity for the privateer, the amateur racer John George, to move into the top 10, but he'd have to see one of these guys have a problem to achieve that. So as they come around this time, 13 laps will have been completed. We'll go on to lap 14 out of 18. Matt Jackson's still looking strong.
I went into the Vauxhall garage to congratulate Giovanardi on his drive in the second race, and the team manager Ian Harrison said if only I could get him angry before all of the races, and he drove like that. But he certainly seems capable of doing it now, and knowing that Plato is out will possibly make him settle for that third place.
Yeah, he may play the percentage game here, Giovanardi. He's so smart, he's so intelligent, thinks it through all the time. Just saw Piers Phillips and Jason Plato commiserating with one another. It's not to be 3 victories, and in fact we can hear from Jason Plato. He's with Janie now.
Jason, a black flag after such an amazing start to the weekend, those other 2 races. Can you tell us why you've got black flag?
I'm not sure. I mean, we've got a fairly major engine problem with a big misfire, and the engine's not working very well. And I think they're saying it's kicking out smoke, or I don't know. That's the reason. But I mean, the car's not well. So you know, even if we weren't black flag, we were going to just pull it in anyway, rather than destroy the thing. We don't know what's wrong, but the same thing's happened to Darren's car as well. So. And
you have no idea what the problem is?
No, I mean they've pitted Darren first, and looked through the data, and just can see some very strange things going on in the engine. But it appears it's the same problem on my car, so you know that's motor racing, I'm afraid. At least we've had 2 good races at the start of the day, and it wasn't meant to be.
No, thank you.
Thanks, Janie. Well, Matt Jackson still leading this race. Giovanardi just looking to hold on to that third place at the moment. Jumped over the curb a bit at Russell, so he's still trying quite hard, but I think, as you say, Tim, there's no point in him taking a big risk now. Not with Plato out of the race, so Volkard's in trouble.
Yeah, puncture there on the right front, which is unusual to get a puncture on the right front. You can see here down the straight the car's deflated and he's struggling to slow the car down. Unusual to get it on the right hand side. Obviously the left hand side is the loaded corner, but the trouble is that if the drivers cut the circuit too much, there's some sharp curves and some flints. Mickey Butler from Dunlop said there are some flints, and these are punctures caused by debris or hitting the stones or curbs.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a little bit of a problem here, and that must have been fairly frightening, turning into the quick left-hander where you need to get the car slowed down.